Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back. Today, I wanted to talk with you about The Wizard of Oz and how it is basically an allegory about your spiritual journey and our spiritual path here after you've had like an awakening, and how the characters along the way, the Tin Man and the Scarecrow and the Lion and everything, Toto and the ruby red slippers and the good witch and the bad witch, and how it's all parts of your spiritual journey. There are actually a couple of books out there that are, go way more into depth about this, but I've just always wondered how that movie correlates to our spiritual journey ever since my awakening. And so I was actually Googling some things about it, and I just loved it. I just found it fascinating. So if this is interesting to you, stay and listen, and I hope it helps. And I encourage you to go. I'll put the link in there, but I'll put the I forget the name of the book that this guy wrote a book on the in-depth level of the characters and the symbolism and everything. I'm just going to kind of touch on this. So this is the psychological landscape of Oz. It's like an archetype map. So Dorothy is the conscious ego, the seeker, the traveler, you and me, the I navigating life's challenges and learning to integrate all parts of yourself, right? Your shadow, your vulnerabilities, your all that. And then the Scarecrow is the mind slash intellect and your inherent wisdom, and basically overcoming imposter syndrome and realizing clarity and strategy are already within. And then the Tin Man is represents your heart, your emotions, that you have inherent love and empathy already in you, that is like the true nature of who you really are. That's the nature, that's the fabric of your consciousness, is love. And that's melting emotional numbness, realizing vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. I love that. And then the Cowardly Lion represents the body, the instincts, the inherent will and courage, and it's integrating the shadow. Realizing courage is acting while you're afraid, right? Not waiting for inspiration or clarity, but or lack of fear, right? Like to take action even when you are scared, while you're scared, right? Talk while your voice is shaking. Take the leap when your knees are shaking, right? Stretching out of your comfort zone. And then Toto, the dog, I love this, is the unconditioned intuition, your inner guide, the truth sniffer, the wild, untamed instinct that exposes illusions and anchors you in reality. And then the Wicked Witch is the personal shadow, repressed fears and traumas, the inner critic and destructive impulses that must be faced and dissolved. And then the Wizard is the false persona, the illusion of external authority, the masks we wear, and the external gurus we mistakenly look to for salvation. And then the Ruby Slippers, the divine higher self, sovereign power and alignment, your innate spiritual authority, the truth that you are already complete. And then the Yellow Brick Road is the individuation process, the spiritual path, the winding, sometimes perilous journey towards self-actualization and wholeness. And then Kansas/home is the integrated psyche, or inner peace and high consciousness. Not a physical place, but a state of being where you are fully awake and at peace. So I think I want to make a couple more videos about each character, and going more into depth. I just find it so interesting, and I love how it corresponds. And if this is interesting, I hope it helps. And as always, I'm sending you lots of love, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks.